Well, one of the races of the weekend happened to be a bit of a two-horse race in the end, not a big field, but Prasia, It's a Done Deal, down the straight of the Randwick track. Got the crowd certainly behind it, and it was one of the highlights of a terrific day of racing. And Neil Evans, in the Saturday column on the Telegraph, said that McDonald needs to push the button around the 6s or 800, put Nash under a little bit of pressure. I thought he might have blown it, but gee, it was a tough win.
It was a tough win, and that's what had to happen. Let's make this a true staying contest. And but the head-on vision was amazing here because it got a long way apart, and you're thinking, geez, Nash has pushed Prasia a length and a half, almost 2 in front, and boy, this is a good horse. Knuckle down and win.
He certainly is, and you can see there he really lengthened stride when James McDonald moved. He shifted his whip to the left hand at about the 100-metre mark. You'll see it more evidently here on the head-on. But $1.45 into 1.28, boys. What a go this was, a plunge on Prasia. Quinny, I know you like taking the tomato sauce, but please tell me you weren't on Prasia.
No, I'm not going to lie to you. It was definitely one of my bets for the day and one I live to regret. And I may have written in the Herald Sun that it could be treated as, and I quote, bank interest for the multi. So
the bank interest
yeah,
line.
It wasn't a great result, but
I think
actually ran a good
throw
race.
It in with,
they were 2 good efforts.
Yeah.
Didn't you throw it in with a Baltimore team, Texas, and they got beat as well? So that was a double up price.
We've moved. If you're going to take a 2-leg multi, you might as well go 0 from 2 if you're going to miss the first leg.
More importantly, though, we don't often wrap ourselves, but last week, Neil and Quinny had a little bit of a tete-a-tete, brouhaha, a fracas. Can't wait to see my great mate Quinny one. It's a Done Deal. Gets me a big lunch versus Prasia. Just wins. What's the best restaurant in Melbourne?
I've had a million replies to the restaurant one.
But you know the best thing about Neil, he's a people's champion. You know, he's one for the people, and the fans love him because he's not one to dine out at fancy restaurants. He's not a no-brew man or a Rockpool man. He's a chicken par at the local pub, and that's why his fans love him.
Sizzler?
Sizzler, yeah.
Kissing babies. Have you got the tweet about an hour later? How I've given all 3 courses back?
Oh, hit back, Flat Al, baby.
All I know is when you're charging, you're doubled up on the Flat Al tweet, and so lunch. Well, it doesn't mean lunch has been. No, lunch is not off. That means there's 2 lunches.
There's 2. We're all invited.
You've still got to pay up. There's a lot of talk about, and there was a lot building into this race about Prasia versus It's a Done Deal, and a couple of forum posts pretty much had it on the money, saying that Prasia hadn't been tested. He doesn't have the turn of foot or tactical speed to run in a Cox Plate. Just take the $3 about him win the Derby. It's a done deal.
It's a done deal. And he definitely won't line up in the Cox Plate, and you probably won't see him again until the Victorian Derby. Speaking to Bjorn
So
Baker.
he's not gonna go to the Norman.
Well, they haven't said yes or no, but speaking with Bjorn at Hawkesbury on Sunday, he said that the likely option, he'll just go straight into the Derby.
No.
Well, why does he need to have another run for?
I'd have thought that.
How many weeks
He
away?
weighs 430 kilos. He's only a light horse. He's not a very big animal.
Do they
he can't cop a lot of weight.
Do they put a
they've
blinker
got the
on
blinkers to go on him.
What does he need him for? He hasn't lost yet. He's 5 from 5. He's unbeaten. He can't do anything wrong.
3-year-old 2,000 to the Derby.
Is he a $3 pot?
I think that is great value. I'd be steaming into it. Cabayan, Philippi, he'd beat them easy.
What?
Wow.
$3 picking it up. What?
Are you serious?
I agree. I think that's
you
great
got a Derby
value.
horse to beat. It's a done deal.
A month out.
Which one?
I thought Philippi was pretty good on
Turn it up,
Saturday.
Russ.
And Naomi Vaz always throws a nice one up.
Well, if he went to the Vars, he'd
Doesn't
start $1.50 and win it easy, and he doesn't need to go around.
The way he races, he'd love Moonee Valley. He'd end up in the members.
Doesn't matter.
He'll win.
Doesn't matter. Any
He
lead
will
ups.
win.
Oh, there you go.
He will win.
matter.
I'm happy to have a lunch with Quinny on that as well. If
Have you taken odds?
I'll give
No,
him
I haven't yet, but I'll be going to log on to the account afterwards and have something on. I like the $3.
I'll give a length and a half.
This horse hasn't been beaten. He's won a Group 1 at 2,000 metres.
What's his 5 from 5? So he'll be 6th up into a Derby.
And he's
What's wrong with that?
First campaign.
No, it's his second campaign.
Second campaign. But he's getting to the trip, the track. Oh.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, well, I'm just the host. I've got no idea. I've lost it. I think I'm like the Drew Brees of the Talkin Thru Your Kick. He's scored a touchdown in 48 successive games. I think I've lost 48 successive weeks. Speaking of the Derby, it is the greatest race day of the year, and the Melbourne Cup Carnival people have put a fabulous package together for you if you want to be a part of it for $200, value nearly $600 for all 4 days of the Melbourne Cup Carnival, plus GA admission to every single race during the entire season.
That is
Very
the
nice.
best $200 you will spend this carnival.
It's
That
$50 a day on its own.
That is sensational.
So there's your 200.
Takes all the stress out of the equation. You get the A set in terms of hospitality. I think that's absolutely fantastic.
Also, if you're heading down to Melbourne or across or from wherever, make sure you do pre-purchase your tickets to the Melbourne Cup Carnival. Very, very difficult to try and just lob up on the day and get some tickets. Make sure that's all done. Your train fares all included from the mighty...
well, you can't do that. You can't just rock up and buy tickets on the day, so you've got to buy in advance.
Perfect idea. So, and plenty of corporate facilities still available there. Just go to melbournecup.com.au. Bad Al. Flat Al.
Yes, serious Epsom chance. But, yeah, the lunch went back here. But what about the tactics, boys, of the Epsom?
Well, the way the race panned out, it was going to be awfully hard to beat after about they went 400 metres because Sumpin Pin didn't go forward.
Yeah.
Rangirandu looked for cover.
I didn't get that late change.
No, but Rolling Pin also had been rolling along in his last couple, and Chad Schofield took a little bit of a sit, and Fat Al just got the lovely run. Ambi Dexter ranged up to win.
Should have gone inside
and was
there,
heavily
Ambi
backed, and looked as though the punters had got that.
Should he have gone inside?
Well, he had ample opportunity. The
He
horse
was going to win here.
Yeah, exactly. He had another 100 metres to pick him up. He just couldn't do it. The horse, Karen McAvoy said he feels he hit the front and he just pulled up. So,
Two quick things. I disappointed talking through the kick that Rangy didn't push on. I know it was shuffled up
four
there.
Four
because
wides are good with 50.
Terrible. But also Secret Amara getting home to fourth or fifth. Caulfield Cup. I mean, one more throw at the stump.
There's a segment coming up about when to sack a horse, mate. Seriously, you've just got to go.
Soft spot. She's done it every start this preparation, and every week we seem to come here and go, Secret Admirer, she's run on and done nothing again.
Was there something there down the outside, little Yosei?
Oh, her run was fantastic.
Terrific.
Huge.
Did
you see the start? She missed it 20 lengths.
Very good.
She was entitled to hit the line because she hadn't done any work in the early stages of the race, but for what she did was fantastic.
But she goes against the good ones in the Maya Classic, and she's going to just find it hard to get them on a bad day type of thing.
They put a sign up with Yosei, I'm sure, at the barrier. This is a Group 1, so can you perform?
So she
and she does.
But what about the Fat Al? Like last week, $1.35, and the punters were still happy to take the odds there Saturday. Still well backed, and good luck to those who did. I couldn't have backed up, but
not all the punters were happy about it, including plenty who've sent us an email. Boys, as much as I love Gay and what she does for the races, something needs to be done about the amount of odds-on pops of hers that get rolled. Last week, Fat Al. This week, Procere. Sugar Rush. Fair cop.
Having backed 2 of the 3, I think I'm in a good position to speak. I think Fat Al was... Everything went wrong the week before. We know what happened. He was sweating up a treat before the race. They put the shades back on him this week. He dropped 6 kilos and we saw the result. So if you took the $1.35 and you lost, yes, it's annoying and yes, it's frustrating, but then when he comes out and wins like that, there are reasons to explain the shit.
She also had Urban Groove, War, as the...
Sugar Rush.
But what punters have got to remember, they're very different races, aren't they? From week to week. You know, when you look at Flat Al getting beaten...
I tell you what, in hindsight, Rolling Pin at $41 and Light in the Night runs third. They said it was a lacklustre Newcastle race. It's provided third and fourth out of the same one, and Albrecht and Fat Al came out of the race 2 weeks. Maybe there's a little bit more, and the 4-year-old thing has obviously got some legs.
It certainly does, and horses right down the bottom of the weights. I think the first couple across the line all had 52 kilos, so it certainly showed there that the weights were a big thing in that handicap race, but... maybe that email should be sent to the stewards, not us panel here, because that's certainly
we'll point out what Nash said to you about Sugar Rush as well.
Oh, but he said it in the stewards report. You can read it, that she was shin sore and she wasn't the same horse that they had been working in the
What,
days
they didn't know
up.
that she was sore?
Well, they don't put any pressure on her as much as she gets on race day. So
$2.40 into $1.60.
Yeah, but they had put...
What was the bet you took on it?
It took 100 or 220, but it was a massive go.
Like she trotted to the barriers okay, but when she's put under race pressure, there was obviously some things. But that's 2-year-old racing. That happens week in, week out.
But he's Fat Al again. He's not Flat Al anymore.
Oh, where does he go?
Well, likely to head towards the Emirates. Whether he has another run between now and then is a thing that the Waterhouse camp are going to weigh up.
I think he will.
There's a possibility he could just have a trial and then go into the... I'm not sure about that, but it's not certain.
Is he a McKinnon Stakes horse?
I don't know.
Emirates, 1600.
Emirates is the race.
It's going to be a hot race, that Emirates.
Emirates is the race that they're targeting.
Yep.
Okay. Time for a break here on Talking Through Your Kick. Don't forget, you can give us an email, send us a tweet, and follow us online, puntersparadise.com.au.